Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here with my client Nino. Nino actually joined in with me back in October, and this is the first client interview you guys will see posted on the channel. So, yeah, just go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? I'm Nino, by the way. Been working with Joe since I believe it was in October, so it's been like 6 to 7 months now. And basically, I kind of wanted to just document my journey and my experience with him. And I'm excited for everybody that's going to be watching this video because there's going to be like tons of value packed in here. So, yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, so the first part of this video, we're going to go through pretty much jump through the client interview, and then you guys are going to see the second part of this video. We're going to dive more so into value based on how exactly Nino got everything accomplished, and then a similar strategy that you guys can start applying today to actually start scaling your business too. So, yeah, Nino's been working with me since October, so he's obviously gone through a pretty drastic change in terms of his offer, marketing, everything like that. So we're pretty much going to actually jump into everything. So I guess kind of tell the people where you're at before you actually ended up, reaching out, getting help, everything like that. Like how was your business flowing? What did you try in the past, stuff like that.
Honestly, I was just, in the beginning, I was trying to just do everything myself. And what I realized is when you try to do everything yourself, you're kind of like you're working in a tour like in a sense of like not getting enough done, if that makes sense. Because I was like trying to make myself believe that doing like a certain system my way was right rather than following a system that actually works, that's proven to work, and just like sticking to your gut and just putting in the work every single day. That's what I've realized is like I was just working. I didn't even know what I was working for in the beginning by myself. As soon as I had somebody like Joe to like help me throughout the process, it just opened my eyes and created me like an actual vision to like create like the perfect offer for my business.
Yeah, 100%. I think that was the main thing for where you were at because you kind of came in a position where you sort of knew a little bit about online coaching, but you needed that offer in place and then some more specific like marketing system stuff like that. So pretty similar to where maybe a lot of people watching this video are at right now, right? And yeah, I guess talk to the people more about what it's like on the other side now. Like how much have you accomplished? Where's your business been taken now, and how's everything been with that?
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of what I've accomplished, obviously the first month-ish was kind of just like me getting like above ground to get the business running. But even before I started, I was like not even hitting like 1K months. Like I wasn't even able to like close anywhere from like I only had like one client, and it's been like 6 months prior. And I just turned to myself. I'm like, you know what? I need to like make a change. I don't care what it takes. Invest in myself and just get the work done because clearly something's not working right. And something that changed for me almost like the most was like mindset, because if you don't conquer what's in your mind, then you're not gonna produce, and you're not gonna, nothing's gonna dictate how it is in life. So, mindset was a big, big aspect of my journey. And, once Joe helped me trying to like fix my mindset in a sense, like, it changed from there because you have to just fix what's inner in order to change the outer.
Yeah, 100%, man. That leads me to my next question, I guess, is like what would you actually say to anyone out there who hasn't actually started their fitness coaching business and maybe thinks like 10K a month is impossible to actually get to?
Right. And I thought the same way when I thought like 10K months. I'm like, how is this even possible? I feel like I'm working so hard trying to get to that point, and I feel like I'm in like a constant loop of just like not getting anywhere. But, you know, it's closer than you think it is, because once you just fix that one tiny weak point that you've been like that's been holding you back the whole time, 10K is like you're going to get to the point where 10K is just like the breaking point to like hitting 10 to 20 to 30, 40, 50, and then the sky's the limit. So in terms of that, that's how I would view it.
100%, bro. And like, I mean, this opened up a lot of doors of opportunity for you too in terms of making money online and changing everything there. Like, you also picked up one of your dream cars, man. Like, talk a little bit more about like what that experience was like for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Recently I ended up making like the biggest purchase for myself was like obviously like my dream car that I've been like wanting for a long time. And even like in terms of like fast forward or rewinding it 6 to 7 months ago when I was, talking with Joe about coaching and stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I had like no money to my name. I didn't even have $100. And I was just like, how is this even going to happen? I was so hesitant on like taking that extra jump to like change my life. And honestly, it's just insane. You can get to where you want in even a month, 2 months. Just if you just put your head down, implement the right systems, be around the right people, have the right person to coach you, mentor you, and put you on the right path. I'm telling you, like getting to that point is sooner than you guys think.
Right, bro. I remember that day too. Like you had to hop on like a payment plan to get everything done, and bro, from there, like I mean, you kind of put yourself in that position where your back was against the wall, so like you had to make this work too. And there's a lot of people out there who haven't put themselves in that position, so doing that is what ultimately like could change a lot for them, you know. And bro, like what actually gave you the confidence to like go and do that, you know?
That's a great question. The way I viewed it is because I've been, years and years and years just been in the same spot. I'm just like, maybe if I do this, it'll work by myself. I'll just do everything myself, whatever. And I was always I wasn't blaming myself. I was blaming everything else. I was blaming everybody else for the mistakes that I've made. But as soon as I just put my head down and I made it like a life or death situation. I'm like, I'm gonna pedal to the metal. I'm doing this, and it's just like when you put yourself in that uncomfortable situation, you have no other choice but to make it work. Because if you think about doing it rather than just doing it, it's two different realms of just like locking in. Like, just you got to do it. Like, put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and you have no other choice but to make it work.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I guess like last question would be like somebody who's actually on the fence about wanting to take the next steps and either starting their online fitness coaching business or even scaling it. Like, what would you actually recommend to them in this exact moment? Like, what would you tell them to go and do?
In terms of like scaling, you're saying in scaling a business.
I would say either like wanting to start their fitness coaching business or even scaling their business. Like, what would you recommend them go and actually do?
Right. So in terms of even starting your business, I've seen it a lot too. I see it firsthand. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't think that I have like the right physique to get my business starting for fitness coaching, like for example." And in reality, it's just like they try to wait for like the perfect moment to start, but in reality, if you just like people don't realize the power of being yourself and just putting it out there and trying to just build something off of like nothing, because it's like when I said when you wait for the perfect moment, you wait for no moment. Like there's just no moment, no spark. So, the best advice for somebody to like start their on like their coaching business is just remove worry and remove doubt out of your mind and just post. Put yourself out there, because at the end of the day, you know, people are going to judge you if you do it regardless, even if you don't do it. People are going to judge you no matter what. And if your mindset's not right and you have doubt in your mind, then, obviously there's a lot of improvements to make, and just making that extra leap, being with a mentor, I'm telling you, it's the best decision that I've ever made. And it's truly like, I never knew that there was levels like this to take into your business.
Yeah, 100%, man. I guess the last question here that I want to jump into is like, where do you want to actually like take? What's the vision for your business in the next like 3 to 6 months? Like now that you've accomplished a lot the last 3 to 6 months, like where are we actually going to take this in the next 3 to 6 months?
Right. So in the next 3 to 6 months, it's crazy. Like, I kind of want to just get to the point where I want to like absolutely just start hiring a team, and I want to just start expanding and like, hopefully hit the 50K months consistently every month. So, um, you know, in the beginning, it's all about getting your feet off the floor, as I mentioned earlier, and down the line is just like scaling and just like managing and just getting everything like constantly flowing and just generating and mastering your funnels and your systems and stuff like that. So definitely in 3 to 6 months, I would want to like fully scale everything and just get everything just rolling in that sense.
100%. And, big shout out to Nino as well. I mean, dude, he absolutely crushed it, taking the time, putting in the effort, the consistency, and everything was there. And that's how, he got to where he's at now. And similar to where a lot of you guys are at right now, just putting in that effort, that consistency is what's going to take you. So, big shout out to Nino for taking the time as well to hop on the call. And, yeah, the second part of this video will actually be the portion where we jump into, how he actually made the transformation, the specific systems we utilize, and how you could actually do the same thing for you as well. So, yeah, man. Big shout out to Neil, man. I appreciate you again for taking the time, brother.
Appreciate you. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. All right, guys. So for all of you guys who just watched through Nino's interview, this is the more value-based portion where you guys are going to see the exact step-to-step process we actually took him through to actually start his coaching business and then scale it up. So step number one, as you guys know, there's a lot of fitness coaches out there. There's tons of guys out there who are coaching. And the question is this industry too saturated, or can you actually separate yourself and be just like Nino and make tons of money and help out tons of clients as well, right? So to answer that question simply is yes, but it comes down to step number one, which is the foundational work, which is actually solidifying your offer and finding something unique that's going to separate you from all the other fitness coaches. So you can see here with Jackson, what we did was we focused on a specific offer of who we could help specifically, right? Same thing with Nino here. He's helping men in their mid-20s burn fat and build lean muscle, right? So he's focusing on a specific offer on exactly. Now, there's two things to know about niche, right? Firstly is to understand that you yourself are a niche. Your personal brand, if you can build a personalized connection with someone, that is a niche in itself. The second thing is you also need to identify who you're helping, what you're doing, and how you can actually help them out. But that isn't nearly as much as important is you actually as a personal connection with your audience and actually having a personalized niche. But it's all about crossing a bridge and essentially relating yourself to where you're at right now from where you once were and relating that to the actual audience as well. So from there, for a lot of you guys who don't already have this set up, we ran him through actually building out his coaching program. So you can see here how to actually manage your clients, how to program your clients. We even run him through like example prices on what you can actually charge when you're starting out, and actually how to charge high ticket prices. So that's another thing too. For a lot of people out there who want to get to 10K per month with their online fitness coaching business, you have to be willing to charge high ticket, right? So for example, if you can close 10 clients at $1,000 for 3 months, that's a 10K month. Simple as that, right? And then from there, the programming aspect is super easy too, and it's super automated as well to actually get everything started up. So from there, step number two is actually crafting a unique content strategy to leverage your personal brand to get prospects to know, like, and trust you. So with Nino specifically, right, he only has about 3,000 followers. He's hit 10K months in the past. And you're probably wondering, like, how is that even possible with that amount of followers? It doesn't come down to going viral or having a ton of followers, but it comes down to who the actual followers are. So you can see here, I mean, even on a video like this with 100 likes, 150 likes, 117, 174, 130, right? These videos are all potential clients because he's actually talking to the ideal audience in the actual content he's making. So that's what it also comes down to also is finding exactly who you need to target and talking to the ideal person so that you can book potential calls out of 155 people. Like 155 people is a lot of people that you could potentially book calls with, right? And these are just examples from where he was at when we first started, right? And this is just organic content. So we'll jump into the ad side here in just a second, right? But you have to be willing to actually get your personal, brand out there to actually get prospects to know, like, and trust you enough to want to take the next steps and get your help. From there, we built out simple YouTube ecosystems and VSLs to actually help him. So this is an example here with Damien, because Damien has a great YouTube ecosystem set up where he has a ton of content that actually allows his audience to spend longer with him so that he can actually, build that know, like, and trust audience, right? And then from there, it's understanding the proper techniques to actually book potential calls with clients and then get them on the calls, how to actually present your offer. Everything's fully broken down there. And this is the actual crucial step here, is using simplified ads just like this to actually scale predictably. So what this does is it doesn't allow you to only just rely on organic content, but actually pay traffic as well. So you can see here with my client Jackson, he used a simplified ad system to get new prospects every single day into his inbox. So super simple there. And real quick, just to let you guys know as well, we're going to actually go through and we're going to look at some of the wins we have in the channel here. So you can see Caden here, 19 hours ago, closed 1,000 for 3 months. He's already at 5K for the month. We had Solomon, who just made his first $500 in the program. This was 2 days ago. We had Pierre that made $810. We have new guys joining the program every single day as well. We have Caden who made another 500 there, another 750 from Pierre. So yeah, guys, I mean, we have guys winning from all sorts of areas as well. And odds are, if you're watching this video, you've already booked in a call with me personally. So on that call, I'm going to get to know you a little bit more. And if you haven't yet booked a call, you can book one down below. And we're going to overall see if this would actually be a good fit and actually giving you the help that you need, building out these exact systems for you and getting you to that 10K months with your online fitness coaching business and either starting or scaling it. So with that being said, I hope you guys found a ton of value in this video and maybe related back to Nino's story. And you're excited to actually get into building your own coaching business too. So yeah, with that being said as well, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram if you guys have any questions about this video, anything you want me to dive specific in, and any videos you want to see in the future as well. And with that being said, feel free to drop a comment, subscribe down below, and appreciate you guys all for watching.